Oh, is it Friday already? Give me 1 second. Hello, filmmakers, Ash here, and welcome to Film It Yourself. Listen, I know times are tough. We can't go outside or be within 6 feet of another person, so it's hard to make films right now. But that doesn't mean you can't. So, here are some tips on how you can shoot a film remotely, starting with pre-production. First up, when casting your remote film, you're probably going to want to be savvy and pick talent that already has access to a camera and microphone. And it's even better if they already have a lot of experience using them, since they are essentially going to have to shoot themselves. Next, perform multiple virtual table reads using video chats, so your talent can get to know each other and rehearse the script. This is also a great opportunity to work out wardrobe, props, and technical issues ahead of time. After having meetings with your cast and crew, and you've assessed some of the technical limitations, it's time to decide on what virtual and physical tools you plan to use when shooting your film. If possible, have your talent shoot on a DSLR or mirrorless camera they might already own. If that's not an option, have your talent use the camera on their phone or computer. Next, if your talent doesn't already have access to professional lights, you'll need to decide if you want to either buy them some or use practical lighting. If you choose to buy your talent lights, you can find cheap options for lighting, such as this Lume Cube Panel Mini that's small enough to fit on a DSLR camera. In fact, you can get 10% off your Lume Cube purchase with the discount code in the description below. Now, if buying lights isn't in your budget, you can also use practical lights, such as lamps or even daylight. You can also use a mix of both by purchasing daylight balance bulbs for the actors' practical lights and using daylight from a window to help fill out the scene. And finally, when it comes to tools, you'll need to decide on which video chat service you want to use to monitor the shoot. By using a video chat, you can have your key crew members like the director and producer present to monitor the shoot. Also, if the actors need to interact with each other, it gives them the ability to see each other in real time. After all, acting is reacting. I personally recommend going with Discord, as it's a free app that gives you some cool built-in tools and plugins. With Discord, each video chat attendee can manually control the volume of all other attendees. This way, if one actor is louder than the other, they can control that. Plus, you have the option to switch the focus to one attendee and hide all other attendees, which allows the actors to focus on each other and not be distracted by monitoring crew members. Next up, let's talk about that script. Just like a normal shoot, you'll want to break down your script into various shots. However, if you're attempting to shoot something that involves actors remotely interacting, it can be a little more complicated than normal. For example, for my short film Joining Call, I had 8 actors interacting via a video chat as they attempted to unite online to play a game of D&D. The script was 16 pages long, and it involved some actors having to do complicated blocking and juggling of props. So, in order to shoot the script, we needed to divide it up into smaller chunks and figure out which actor would be on screen and needed for each shot. So, to do this, I made a sort of hybrid between a line script and a paper edit. I lined out each shot and designated how many players would be on screen at once. If it was all of them, I would label it as full view. If it was 4 players, I'd label it as 4 players, and so on. Then, I also placed the initial for each character that would be in the shot next to it. And finally, I placed the shot number above all that. By doing this, we were able to record sections separately that only needed a few characters on screen. So that way we didn't waste any of the other actors' time. And to pair with the line script, I also made reference storyboards showing mockups for each layout. This way the actors could see how their characters fit on screen and get a clear picture of the final look of the film. And finally, let's talk about scheduling. Scheduling your remote shoot might get extra tricky, especially if there's different time zones involved. So make sure you pad your script to allow enough time for technical issues and human error when it comes to time math. You can do this by adding time for setups in between shots that require actors to hop on and off the video chat. Also, schedule each shot for the same amount of time it would normally take to shoot it, minus the time it'd take to set up camera and lights, unless each shot requires a separate camera and lighting setup. In this example, the actors only had to set their camera and lights up once. For joining call, I even color-coded the schedule to match the layout so everyone could easily see which layout the shot called for. Now that you've got these pre-production tips, your remote shoot is sure to go off without a glitch. That is, unless your internet goes out. And if you want to learn more about shooting remotely, make sure you check out my video on remote production here. Actually, I need these.